up, my lovely bushes? My name's Globku and welcome to another My Hero Wants Justice video. In yesterday's live stream, my hair was short, now my hair is long again. How can this be? The answer to that question is that it's actually my secret quirk. Yeah, it's a very shitty superpower I have. But that's not what brings us here today. We have a lot of new gameplay for My Hero Wants Justice. The V-Jump YouTube channel has posted 4 total videos for My Hero Wants Justice, with a lot of gameplay that we had never seen before with brand new characters. One of them, All for One, which is probably why you clicked this video in the first place. I will link to the full gameplay videos in the description down below, because they showcase a little bit of what the story mode menus look like. They showcase a lot of customization, so if you're interested in that stuff, definitely go check it out. Here in this video, I'm going to focus on gameplay, because what's making me the most excited for My Hero Wants Justice is figuring out how each character plays. They definitely don't play by bumping the mic, but figuring out what their quirks bring into the game, how they have been interpreted by the development team to give each character a unique playstyle. That's what's been making me the most excited for Wants Justice, so that's what we're looking at today. And we're gonna start with some gameplay clips by Iida. This is not by any measure the first time we've seen Iida gameplay in action, but it's the first time that we've seen so much of it. And Iida has these very fast attacks where he just seems to jump from a distance and engage the enemy that way. He doesn't seem as fast as Gran Torino, who just whooshes across the map all the time. Even his dash ability doesn't seem as fast as Gran Torino's, but Iida just moves very, very fast, and he can engage from a very long distance, and that seems to be mostly what his playstyle is all about. Even that strong attack with the yellow aura, which is uninterruptible, has armor on it. Even that attack is long range, and that's something that doesn't happen with all the heroes, definitely. A lot of air juggling combos. He seems to launch the opponent into the air with a lot of his moves, and then he's able to follow up because of the jets on the back of his legs.
順調ですね。なんだろう。これちょっと
当たるか。おお、よしよしよしよし。
これ決まった。これでもとどめをさせる。嬉しい。かっこいい。かっこいい。人間の相手ですからね。かっこいい。着地姿勢も完璧。ちょっと余裕があるイーダですね。原作とは違う。
Now you may have noticed that Iida was actually fighting Stain, and once again Stain is a character that we've seen some gameplay for, but we haven't seen as much as this. Now the gameplay that we have here is still very limited because the players were controlling Iida, so Stain didn't get to show off a lot of his moves. Still, we have some sneak peeks on how he'll probably play. And he's also a very fast character for sure. He likes to get in close range, but he's got that ranged attack throwing knives, and he's definitely more of a power character than a speed character. You know, he's not as fast as probably Iida or Gran Torino, but this slash right here, this looks like a fake slash in which he doesn't actually attack the enemy, but he goes through them and then attacks them from the back. That's something that can probably be used to throw your opponent off balance, to mess with the timing in their heads. Mix them up a little bit if you want. He's also got this flurry of attacks right here that is very, very curious. I wonder how much damage that deals. Of course, Iida just blocks the whole thing. But yeah, that makes Stain also a fast character. Not as much as far as movement goes, but as far as like fast, quick attacks, quick pokes, which usually that makes for a good beginner-friendly character. But obviously the gameplay we're analyzing here is super, super limited. Next up, the stream goes into mission mode and shows off some gameplay with Kaminari. And Kaminari, according to our last video, he can throw these shock traps, and once he throws 2 shock traps, the traps connect themselves with lightning, so he can kind of control the stage that way. But surprisingly, he's a close range type character. He really excels in close range attacks. This attack right here is a great example, how he rushes the target and then just starts unleashing lightning for a very devastating attack that then leaves him vulnerable for so long. This is awesome. This is hilarious, but this sucks for the player that does this. It didn't even deal that much damage, to be honest, and he's just vulnerable for so long. It's loyal, you know, it's faithful to the anime, to the manga, and I think it's super funny, and I'm happy they included that in the game, but it's gonna suck for Kaminari players. Now, it might be possible that this electrical discharge, you can actually stop it before it goes full power, full crazy, and then you don't have this long cooldown time before you have to move again. The way this fight ends is with the same move. Now, I don't know if the move stops because the fight actually ended, or if you actually have the option to not extend it for as long if you don't want that penalty, that cooldown where his brain is fried.
これで1。ちょっとこれで1と 上のやってみます。どんぐらい
Next up, we've got some All Might gameplay. And again, he's a very fast character, powerhouse type deal, and he's got very fast attacks as well. So perhaps a similar playstyle to Stain, but without Stain's quirk, which we covered in a previous video. It seems that he gets stronger the more damage he deals to the enemy. All Might seems very, very straightforward. He just rushes the enemy, fills him with punches, which again usually makes for a lot of beginner-friendly characters.
すごいラッシュうわ300ヒット目で
いやー雷
これ雷耐えれる
登場
もう日本が
超えてる
上空すぎる
They have some more Gran Torino gameplay, but not a lot has changed from our initial analysis on the last video we made. He's got an amazing combo to open things up and then resets it into his quirk. But you look at the damage that Gran Torino is dealing and it's not that impressive for the amount of hits that is getting in there. And that seems to be really his playstyle. He's fast, he can poke, he can get in and out very, very, very quickly. But as far as damage, he's not the best character. Even his super looks sort of underwhelming as far as damage goes. But of course, maybe this game doesn't even have damage scaling. So if you put this at the end of a combo, then yeah, then you're dealing some serious damage.
使ってないけど
そうでした僕も返しました
そうなんですよガード中にサイドキックを使いつつ相手を封じてでガンガン攻めると、個性技を叩き込むっていうのが大事だと思うんですけど、2人とも
In part 3, they mess a little bit around with customization, which then goes into part 4 and why All for One looks kind of ridiculous. And also why Momo looks like this. Big Mineta head. Oh, we don't have Mineta in the roster, but he can kind of be everywhere, which is sort of perfect for Mineta. So Momo's playstyle is actually what I thought it would be at first. She starts with a stick, but she can transform that weapon, changing her moveset. I didn't see her transform the weapon into anything else other than this trident. But she's got this move with the pipe as it is when the round starts. And then with the trident, we honestly don't see much because it's mostly Todoroki beating her ass. Todoroki's playstyle looks insane. He looks really, really fun to play. A lot of projectiles, a lot of area of effects. It's like he puts ice all over the place and you touch that ice and you're frozen. You're an easy setup for a full combo. As far as creation magic, though, she also launches these bombs. She also creates a shield when she's blocking, sometimes at least. And her normal combo shows some different weapons being created, but those don't seem to stay in your hands. But then she can just summon a cannon as well for ranged attacks that shoots this beam that lasts for a very long time. So even if the opponent blocks, you can just rush him and probably guard break him. That's something I hadn't noticed before. The green bar below the, like, what is that? Energy bar? That is your guard meter. So if you're blocking for too long, that guard is gonna go down and you can break the opponent's guard like that. Her super is kind of insane. It really is. A bunch of cannons shooting your opponent, and it dealt a lot of damage here. I don't know if there are any damage modifiers turned on. And again, just how powerful is this cannon on its own? It doesn't take that long to summon, and its range is max range. Just reaches the entire screen. Seems easy to dodge from a distance, but still, it's a very powerful tool. And finally, we've reached the moment you've been waiting for. We have a Gran Torino versus All for One fight. And since we have already analyzed a lot of Gran Torino gameplay, we're going to be focusing mostly on All for One here. So All for One has some normal melee combos. He launches the opponent really far. He has this projectile that seems really powerful, especially in this stage where there is a ring out. And look how long Gran Torino keeps trying to get back in with his dashes. Gran Torino, one of the fastest characters in the game, and All for One just easily keeps him out of there with some well-timed projectiles. Beautiful uppercut with the armor move. That seems to be one heck of a launcher. And he can also follow you into the air after that launcher. And then, once Gran Torino's out there, it's easy to keep him out there with those projectiles. Beautiful. I like the fact that the president is holding on to All for One's back. It's really funny. And Mineta is holding onto his leg. Perfect. Oh, this game. That's not all we have. We have another full match with All for One and Gran Torino. Again, we're going to be focusing mostly on All for One. All for One also has the power to get fully beat up into a pulp, apparently. A lot of All for One's moves are like slow, deliberate, but they deal some very good damage. He seems like a powerhouse type of character. But then he's also got that projectile to control the stage from afar. And then we have his super that looks like this.
お来たやばいやばい
筋骨バネか瞬発力かける4余力増強かける3増殖肥大化秒エアオーク総骨君を殴る
お来た
Yeah, All For One is an absolute powerhouse. Overall, I don't think we've seen that many unique playstyles over the course of this video, with the exception of maybe Kaminari. I think last time when we looked at Gran Torino and Muscular, those two seemed a lot different, whereas here you have some similar playstyles. Each one of them still has their own uniqueness to them, but they're not as distinct as Gran Torino is from Muscular, for instance. But with that said, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Do you have a favorite character in this game already? Let me know who it is in the comments down below. Special shout out to our top supporters who keep this channel going. You too can become a premium bush by heading into Patreon. If you like what we do here on this channel, you're gonna love what we do behind the scenes, so hit up Patreon and start supporting us today. But as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Boy.